Hello everyone, you're welcome to this channel. My name is Oge and I am back again to continue with where we stop on marital settlement. And today we are going to be talking about the spiritual aspect of marital settlement. If you are a single guy or a single girl who is about getting into marriage, I want you to listen carefully. Before you venture into marriage, before you do whatever you have to do for you to get married, you need to go into spiritual aspect of it. And by this, I mean you need to check your spouse's spiritual background. That is the most important thing to do, not to go into preparations, the wedding ceremonies and the rest. Check your spouse's spiritual background. It is very important. So many families right now are in anguish, in pain, in misery, in sorrow, all because they married out of love sheepishly. That you saw a girl you love, you saw a guy you love, you just go into marriage. You didn't ask questions. These present generations, I don't think that they do ask questions just like our forefathers did. During the olden days, before you get married, your kinsmen will need to go and ask questions about the family that you are going into. They are going to find out so many things. They are checking on the spiritual background. They are checking on the physical background of that family. They are equally checking whether there is any atom of madness in that family lineage. But I don't think the present generation are doing that. I don't think they are doing it, because if they are doing it, the rate of divorce, the rate of calamities that has befallen marriages these days will not be so. The rate is so high. So before you venture into marriage, please, first of all, check your spouse's spiritual background. There are so many young guys and young girls who are entangled with marine spirit without knowing it. There are so many young girls and young guys whose family lineage is nothing to write home about. They may be passing through a lot of things, and to them they believe that it is normal. It is because they are not working hard enough, or it's because that their father or mother didn't work hard enough for them, didn't pave the way for them, without knowing that it is an intergenerational curse. That is why it is necessary that you ask questions. It is necessary that you check your spouse's family background, the family lineage. When you ask questions, you will find out and you will get to know if you are ready to venture into that marriage with that particular person. To avoid going into a marriage that you know that within the first 2-3 years you divorce, or within the first few years it will result into death on one of the partners because of spiritual issues attached to that marriage. It is better you start now. Make preparations towards that. Ask questions about your spouse's spiritual background. There are so many ladies who have spiritual husbands and so many guys equally who have spiritual wives. This present generation do not believe that there is something called spiritual husband and spiritual wife, but they do exist. If you are a young man who has been doing so well as a young man, you've made it, you are successful in life, and the next thing for you to do is to get married. And then you finally get married to the woman of your choice, the woman you love. And few years into your marriage, everything about you start crumbling down. Your finances, your wealth, even your health, everything will start going down. And you haven't asked questions. You need to ask questions, because such things normally do come from your partner. Whether you are a man or a woman, most of the times that calamity comes from your partner. Your partner might be innocent of it, might not be aware of what is happening to you. You can even go to churches. You can even pray from now till whenever, seeking for salvation. Let me tell you, it is better you know the truth. It is better you know everything ahead of time. Sometimes these partners, these spouses who has this spiritual entanglement with these marine spirits, with these demons, are innocent of it. They don't know anything. But because these demons are jealous, they will not want your happiness. They want you all to themselves. When you are single, you are okay. You may not have any problem. When you are dating a man, you may not have any problem, because it is just dating a man. But the moment you go into marriage, that is when these demons will rise to torment you, to torment your spouse. And if care is not taken, it results into the loss of life of either of the partners. So to avoid such things befalling your family, ask questions about your spouse's spiritual background. There are so many families whose intergenerational causes has not been solved. There is nobody in that family that you can point out and say that this is a wealthy person, that this is someone who is successful in life, that this person has made it. There is nobody like that. What you will say in such family is rise and fall, rise and fall. And then maybe someone will come out from that family and become successful just like the rest has been doing. And then the person will propose to you, a young girl, and you accept without asking questions. When you go into that family, that intergenerational curse will rise and that problem will start. And the next thing, the man will now tag the woman as his bad luck, without first of all asking questions about his own family background. Intergenerational curse is one of the major problems that young people always face whenever they venture into marriage. So you need to find out about your spouse's spiritual background so that if it's something that you can handle, if it's something you know that when you go into that marriage you will not regret, fine, then you go into it. But if you know that you cannot handle it, it is better for you to leave on time before going into that marriage as a Mr. or Mrs. Leave on time. You didn't commit any crime. But going into that marriage and then running away will not help you. More especially when you have brought out kids in the world. If it's an intergenerational cause, it is still transferred to your kids. It is still transferred to them. Therefore, you need to ask questions. Don't just go into marriage because others are going into marriage. You don't know how prepared they are. You don't know if they have done all the things necessary that they need to do. You don't know about that. So you need to ask questions so that you will not regret ever marrying that person you loved initially. There are so many spiritual problems that so many families are facing now. And the problem is that they cannot even tell where that problem is coming from. The man will be pointing accusing finger at the woman. The woman will be pointing accusing finger at the man. But it is because they didn't check their spiritual background from their different homes before they come together as husband and wife. But if you are married and you are listening to me now, and you know that your family is passing through any of these things that I just mentioned, I want you to ask questions. It is not late. It is still never late as long as both of you are still alive. I want you to go and ask questions about your husband's family background, about your wife's family background. Because when you ask questions, you will get answers. And from that answers, you will know how to solve that problem. Because this time around, it is not something that you can run away if you are already married with family, with children. You can no longer run away. What you need to do is to solve that problem so that it doesn't transfer to your children. Because no matter what we do in life, once you bring out someone into this world, as time goes on, you start looking up to that person for help, for support. So you don't want to become kind of a liability to your children. Maybe when you ask them for help, for financial help, they will tell you that they don't have. No parents wants to hear that. So make way for them right now if you are married by asking questions about your wife's or husband's spiritual background. If you are passing through any of these things, ask questions and know how to solve that problem. But if you are still a single guy and a single girl, you have every opportunity to do it now. When you discover that they have an intergenerational problem, if that family is willing to solve that problem, if they are willing to go to any length to solve that problem, and you know that you really love the guy, you can go ahead with the marriage, provided that all of you collectively join hands together to find solution to that problem. But if the family doesn't believe that they have any intergenerational cause, meanwhile, what you are seeing is not ordinary. It is early for you to walk out. Go into a home where you will have peace. Okay? So I want to stop here because there's so much to teach about this marital settlement. But until next time, when we're all going to meet, I will have to leave us here. Have a wonderful day and God bless you all.